Big Ten men's lacrosse tournament continues on Thursday. We have reached the semifinal stage. It starts with homestanding Maryland, the #1 overall seed, #1 in the country, unbeaten, playing Johns Hopkins. That game, 5:30 Eastern, can only be seen right here on the Big Ten Network. The nightcap is the 2 seed Rutgers against the #3 seed Ohio State. That game set to start from College Park right around 8 o'clock Eastern time. And we are thrilled now to be joined by the Rutgers head coach, Brian Brecht. Hey, Brian, first and foremost, we appreciate the time. Know it's a busy week for you and for the guys. How is the team feeling both physically and mentally heading into that Thursday night semifinal?
Yeah, no, my pleasure. Thanks for having me today. Certainly, I think the guys have been great this week. So a lot of energy, a lot of excitement, final exam. So they're busy and, certainly have a lot on their plate right now.
Seems like a long time ago that you faced Ohio State in the regular season, first conference game of the year. You guys performed so well in that game. 18-7, I believe, was the final. So what did your team do so well on that particular day?
Yeah, I think when you look back, that was a long time ago, back in March. So, we certainly understand that, semifinal game, Thursday night is going to be a challenge for us and, great opportunity for our guys. And I think we played well and we took care of what we needed to do offensively, defensively, middle of the field. So we need to just take care of Rutgers again on Thursday night and, obviously, take advantage of the 60 minutes that we have.
Yeah, as I went back and watched that game, I was really impressed with the defensive performance. Jack Myers, Jackson Reed have been guys who have cut through so many opposing defenses this year, but you really limited both those guys in such a nice job that night. How do you defend them again after they know what they saw from you earlier on in the regular season?
Yeah, no, you're absolutely right. They got some talented players. Myers and Reed are 2 of the better ones in the conference. Certainly well coached, and they do a great job of getting their shots and controlling the tempo on the offensive end. So just proud of our guys. We got a veteran group down there: Jared Jean Felix, Bobby Russo, Ethan Roll. Colin has been great as a leader of the defense, communicating and being strong in the goal for us. So we're going to lean on our experience. The older guys that have been a big part of our success this year and last year, and certainly hopefully be the best version of us for those 60 minutes that we have Thursday night.
Brian, I think you just answered part of this question already, but overall, what is the strength and maybe more importantly, what is the identity of this particular Rutgers group?
Yeah, I think we're extremely well balanced. I think Coach Ryan's done a great job on the defensive end. Coach Ceremit, I think, has evolved our offense. In the half field, 6-on-6. But I think our identity. We want to get great stops. We want to play well on the defensive side of the field. Colin Kiser has helped us make a lot of saves and push transition. We got to continue, being who Rutgers is and taking advantage of the middle of the field in transition. And if that doesn't materialize, very confident in what our offensive guys have been able to do, in the half field set.
Brian, it's interesting that you bring up the word balanced because you look at the individual leading scorers inside the Big Ten, and Ross Scott is the only one of your players who ranks among the top 9 in the league in individual scoring. Yet as a team, you guys are second in the league in scoring per game. So how have you accomplished that this year without an individual guy or multiple guys that are blowing the top off as far as numbers are concerned?
Yeah, I think it's an opportunity. Like I said, Coach Ceremit's done a great job of, allowing the guys to have balance, play together. And there's going to be games where, Ross is on fire. We got, 2 great, righties and lefties alongside of him with Mitch Bartolo and Brian Cameron. But give a lot of credit to Ryan Gallagher. He's been the leader of the offense. He certainly stirs the drink. And it's just a jack of all trades. Very good with the ball and the stick, very good off the ball. And, certainly when Ryan Gallagher plays well, our offense is clicking.
Brian, Ross has played, I know, both midi and attack throughout his career. What makes him both dangerous and versatile at the same time for you guys?
Well, the one thing that we saw with Ross is very dynamic with his feet and his athletic ability. So when we had a veteran attack the last couple of years with Mullins and Kirsten, Shalambides, we needed him on the field. So coming out of the box as a midfielder allowed him to get a short stick matchup, initiate, maybe start some of our offensive sets. And with those guys graduating and the success that they've had, needed those, needed him on the field for 60 minutes, with the ball on the stick and off the ball. Just got to have your best players on the field as much as we can, and he's certainly one of our best.
You know, it's interesting, Brian, because I chatted with Kelly Amonte-Hiller a couple of weeks ago, the women's coach at Northwestern, and her best player is from Oregon. And I was curious as to how you go out to non-traditional lacrosse hotbeds and find players. And then as I'm doing research for this interview, I find out that Ross is an Oregon guy as well. So I'll ask you the same question I asked Kelly. How do you find a guy like that who is in a non-traditional lacrosse area and get him to come to Jersey?
Yeah, no, I think the sport of lacrosse has grown, nationally and here in New Jersey too. The number of people playing and playing at a high level is certainly there's a lot of good players out there, and fortunately, with all the summer events, a lot of these guys are traveling, and they're still coming back to the East Coast, still coming back to New Jersey, and we're able to see them when they travel for the summer events. So Ross is someone that we've had our eye on early on, and it was great to get him on campus and just watch him develop throughout his high school and summer club career before joining us.
Brian, you mentioned Colin, he being Colin Kiser a couple of times already, continuing a tremendous career in goal for you. How much of a barometer has he been, and will he continue to be the rest of this season for your team's success?
Yeah, he's certainly, like I said, the catalyst on the defensive end, and with the NASCAR transition, philosophy that we have here. So, I think everyone sees the outlets and makes the saves, that are eye-popping and highlight reel. But I just think his demeanor, his approach, his preparation in the film room. He's a great leader in the locker room, off the field, and the guys gravitate to him personality-wise. So he's a no-nonsense, very focused. When he steps on the field, but he's everyone's best friend in the locker room off the field.
All right, Brian, for those who aren't familiar with what that term means or don't really know much about NASCAR, explain that a little bit. You guys like to play in the NASCAR transition phase. What does that mean?
I think all coaches and programs have names of systems and a way to do things. Just something that we phrased a number of years ago, trying to take advantage of allowing teams to need to defend us for the whole 100 yards instead of inside the box. So opportunities for our short stick defensive midfielders, our long poles to run in transition in the clearing game, play a little unsettled 6-on-5, 5-on-4, maybe even 4-on-4 in the subbing game. So there's the initial transition aspect of it, but then there's the subbing and the pace of the play of maybe always prodding and having the defense need to be engaged for the whole time that shot clock is on.
What does that mean for your team's conditioning? Because I think it's an interesting aspect of the sport that not a lot of folks think about. I mean, you have guys who are literally on the dead run for a large portion of their time that they're on the field.
Yeah, no, it's great in the early season because we're able to play ourselves into shape. Now at the end of the season, we need to, obviously be measured and, make good use of our time. So, the drills are a little shorter, but we try to hit on all aspects of our game, throughout the week of practice as we're preparing.
Brian, you mentioned the evolution of lacrosse and how much more popular it has become as a sport. Let's focus on this league. How would you describe the evolution of the Big Ten Lacrosse Conference, which is really, truly still in its infancy?
Yeah, I'm amazed, not so much amazed as I'm shocked, but exciting of how quickly it's grown as a conference. You take all the individual schools, playing in the Big Ten, the support of all the athletic departments, the academic piece of it, and then from day one, I think 2015, just jumping onto the scene as a recognized conference, you saw all 6 teams being able to compete day in and day out, and I think that's continued through this year. So there's never an easy game. I think you got to come ready to play. You got to be prepared. You got to be buttoned up, but you also have to play your best, home or on the road. There's no easy games, and I think that's what's exciting for the fans. And certainly for our players, the rivalries have certainly gotten more competitive, and there's a sense of urgency every time we get ready for Big Ten play in the second half of the season.
Well, I know that sense of urgency will be there on Thursday night, so let's get you out of here with this. Will there be a Knute Rockne moment, a Vince Lombardi moment, a big-time Brian Brecht pregame speech? What will be the final message to your team before you take on Ohio State Thursday night?
I don't know. I probably, evolved a little bit as a coach too. So in my early days, more fire and brimstone, but now it's trusting the players. I have a lot of confidence and belief, and love these guys a lot. So they certainly know what they need to do, and be the best version of themselves. Be prepared, which they are, and just go out and have fun and play hard for 60 minutes.
Brian, we appreciate the time. Best of luck to you and the Scarlet Knights this weekend in College Park.